you're gonna need
Gratis?
No.
You want.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So my name is Dianta, and this is Emery.
Hi.
And today we're gonna talk about whether you can afford to live in London or not. Let's get started. So first things first, we're gonna talk about housing. It is very expensive. So we did some research, we looked at some prices, and when you live in London, you're gonna have to compromise of one of these three factors. Either you're gonna have a great price, or great location, or large and spacious place for you to live in.
This is for the average person.
Exactly.
If you got money, you're good.
Yeah,
Yes.
You're good. You can have all three. You're lucky. So we looked up the average price of a one-bedroom apartment in London, and it is pretty steep. It's about £1,600 on a monthly basis to live here in a one-bedroom apartment. And it's not even that big, right? Like in general, they're like 46 square meters.
It's not a shoebox.
It's a shoebox.
Oh, yeah.
You can barely fit your
It's not
left
Corona
toe.
pandemic friendly.
Exactly. Now, of course, like London is pretty big, right? So if you're gonna live in Zone 1, which is the center of the city, like at the heart of the city, like let's say in Westminster, for instance, you're gonna be paying about £2,500.
Bruh.
Of course, if you cannot afford this, which most of us can't,
Yeah.
You said it, the rent is too damn high.
then you probably want to be living a little bit more outside of Zone 1. So let's say you're going to be living in Croydon, which is in Zone 5. You're going to be paying about £1,100 on a monthly basis, which is a little bit more affordable. You can breathe, you know.
Yeah.
But if you cannot afford this, what most people end up doing is living in a shared space. So if you're going to be doing that in Westminster, you're going to be paying about £1,000 on a monthly basis for a tiny room in London.
To share.
And if you go to a place like Woolwich, which is in Zone 4, you're going to pay around £350. For a
What?
room.
Where?
This is what I found. This is like the data that I found on homelet.com.co.uk. I'm sorry.
I was just taken aback. Like, who said that?
I don't know.
It could be possible. The room that I went to see was £550 and I had to share it with a family of 6. I said, no, I'm staying under the London Bridge. I'm good. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so that's the price that I got from Woolwich was $550, but it was $350. Yeah.
Maybe these prices are a little bit dated, but you kind of get the gist, right? Like it's gonna
Way
be
cheaper.
Yeah, Zone 1 you're gonna pay a lot. Zone 4 you're gonna pay less. Okay, so let's talk about transportation. So I looked at the average amount of minutes that people used to commute prior to the pandemic. Now the average amount is 74 minutes on a daily basis. So it's like over an hour of commute that people do on a daily basis when they live in London, which makes sense, right? Because like, let's say you can only afford to live in Zone 4 or Zone 5 and your job is in Zone 1, then you're gonna have to commute like over an hour to come into the office and then over an hour to go back. So that's quite a lot. So they said that the average price that you end up paying for your commute is about £300, like £305 on a monthly basis. Is that kind of correct?
$305 per month. Yeah.
Something like that, right? Like that was like the average that I found on this website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be more.
Yeah.
Easily.
Okay, so let's talk about food.
Your favorite topic.
My favorite topic. I love to splurge on food. Food, takeaways, anything, like give it to me. You know how I love to eat.
Give it to me, baby.
Give it to me. So the average price of a restaurant in London is somewhere about 10 to 30 pounds.
I don't know where y'all
But that is if you go to a cheap restaurant. So we're not talking like high end, right? Like you can just eat as expensive as you want in London.
True.
Yeah.
Go on.
Anyway, 10 to 30 pounds for an average restaurant meal. And the average groceries bill is about 235 pounds.
What are y'all eating?
Yeah, but you only eat salads and like, you know, like I don't know what you eat. I actually put my back into it. I put like a lot of discipline. I was like, Deonta, you're gonna meal prep, okay? We're not gonna spend all this money.
Yeah.
And I ended up spending £45
Per week.
per week. So that's why the 235, I was like, yeah, that's me, you know? Like you do 200 on groceries and then 35 if you want to have like a steak or you want to have like something a little special.
Well, there you go.
No. Okay, so another thing that we considered was health insurance. Now, health insurance in the UK is completely for free, right?
Okay, that's true. Yeah. That's why I'm like, huh? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we have the NHS here. But it's not completely free.
Explain yourself, sis. I'm very confused.
It's not completely free because I actually had to get my braces done, but I was actually doing Invisalign and I had to pay the complete treatment by myself. If you're just a regular person, like you don't need a lot of like special treatments from the NHS, like you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be covered.
A boob job isn't covered either.
Just FYI.
Just putting it out there, okay? But let me know if it is.
Okay, so let's say that you want to live here in London, right? And you just want to be like the average Joe or the average Jane. You're going to need about £2,100 to live here. So if you want, like, you pay the average price for a one-bedroom apartment, which is £1,600. You pay the average price for food, which is £235. That's without takeouts. Average commute of £305. NHS is completely for free, so let's say that's for free for you. You're still gonna need about £2,000 to live. Now we looked at that.
Unless you want to share though, right?
Unless you want to share, yeah. If you want to share, it's gonna be less. If you live in zone 5, it's gonna be less, but like we're saying like average person, right? Now we looked at the average salary in London, and according to payscale.com, that is 38K a year.
What?
So if you take taxes away from that,
you need a side hustle or an OnlyFans.
we have a video about that as well. We're gonna link it up here. If you want a side hustle, we have a couple of side hustles up here, but hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, honestly, we moved to London because we loved the vibe.
And it's just something about London, I don't know. So I love it as well. And I think, like Deonta was saying, it really does depend on what you want to spend. So a lot of people that come here don't even mind what they're making. They're coming here and they're happy to share with 5 people. We know people that earn over 100K that are sharing rooms with people randomly.
Exactly.
You know, because they just love it. So it really does depend on the person.
All right, so that was it, you guys. This was our London review to give you an idea of whether you can afford to live in London or not. So both of us actually moved to London a couple of years ago, both in a very different way. So Emery moved here with only 30 pence on her checking account. And I moved here with a full-time job offer at a tech giant, and they actually relocated me here in London. So we had a very different start in this big city, but I think eventually we ended up being at the same place.
Plan, no plan.
Exactly. So if you want to know more about that, we can do a video about that soon, so please let us know in the comment section below. And of course, as always, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.